our table topics master presented us with Pikachu. Again, sorry, Pikachu. Sorry. I think it's Pechamucha. Yes, Pechamucha. I'm just kidding around. But similar to Pechamucha, it is also grounded. Let's start with the first. When I say serious, because I am grounded, I am looking at my voice. Okay. Now we start the first speaker. Our first speaker is William Grounded for. I would like to storytelling, and also how he informed our people smoothly without even having any showing of stress. A great control of time and soothing voice with vocal variety. You've done well on this aspect, but I want to challenge us and maximizing our strategy with handling happy accidents. I would also like to challenge us on improving our vocabulary by using the word today. And of course, I am only nitpicking because I want to see a subject for improvement for us because I always want us to do this together. So lastly, I challenge the both from overall, it was a very good first attempt, I would be nervous enough like Pikachu with Pikachu. Amazing. Now we go to the next. Our next table topic our yes as well. Okay. He also delivered the touch. We started standard meaning of success, motivational thoughts, and of course, using attentiveness with the use of the verb today in such a great concept. You've done well in this aspect, but I want to also challenge us on maximizing our pauses and verbs, challenge us on handling smoother transitions, and challenge us on controlling our breath. But overall, well-organized speech with a motivational approach. That was very amazing. You fought my game. Last but not the least, of course, our Marie Curie of DCTMC. I would like to comment on your impactful introduction by using clarity in your voice, a cheerful vibe that makes everyone smile, admirable courage to adjust with accidents which proceeded smoothly. You've done well on this aspect, but I want to challenge us on maximizing our freedom thoughts. Challenge us on handling unexpected events with relaxing techniques, such as that. And last, I also love to challenge us on strategizing with a strong end. Overall, the speech was personal and it came from the heart, which made everyone listen to it. Of course, I would like to evaluate our overall table topic tonight. I would like to comment on the great handling of happy accidents. There were certain scenarios where we had to pause and go with the first speaker, but she handled it. Unique ideas for table topics as well. This is quite interesting. I am actually interested in the Pecha concept, which is chit chat in Japanese. It contains unique ideas which kept it interesting and real. Very innovative. Accommodating our guests as one of our table topics as well. I would like to comment on that. And I may be nitpicking, but you've done well on this aspect. And I also want to challenge us on finding opportunities that attempting guests who might want to give it a try, and challenges and enhancing time by possibly collaborating with timer or a fellow toastmaster to handle this task. And of course, my last challenge is if we could continue with this concept so our club will continue to learn more presentations and delivery ideas. I am very amazed on how overall DTM Louisa never loses concepts. Of course, with her great likeness of books, such as her being a great bookworm, introducing us with the leadership ideas, and now benchmarking. Overall, the table topic concept was unique and exciting. The table topic master prepared this live well, which means it was easy to table topics. Now, it is not Pikachu, it's Pecha Kucha. You'll keep that in mind because I want to also give it a try next time. Too bad I didn't get to be a table topic for today, but I hope DTM Louisa can prepare more for us on our next video. Back to our general evaluator, our DTM.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ramnel. Not because you called me greatest, I'll be nice to you. But that's a well done evaluation. I am impressed. That's you have covered everything, even evaluated the table topics master. So congratulations. If I may add additional points on our table topic speaker and our table topic session tonight, Toastmaster Ramed is expected to perform excellently. After all, Toastmaster Ramed has gone through everything. And you cannot imagine when I say gone through everything. Because it's not just the everything that we know. So if there's one person who can survive a Pecha Kucha challenge, that definitely would be Toastmaster Ramed. So that was very impressive. But what I impressed me the most, Toastmaster Ramed was correct in pointing that out. You were timing yourself. And fellow Toastmasters, that's one way you can be a trailblazer. When you participate in Toastmasters, yes, we have timer, we have meeting functionaries, but it is also incumbent upon ourselves to manage the technical aspects of our presentation. One of them is time. We need to manage our own time. If you participate in Toastmaster more often than not, time will come that it will be very easy for you to time yourself. And Toastmaster Ramed was able to demonstrate that to us tonight. Although, the Pecha Kucha timing is really very easy. It's 20 seconds per slide. So you'll very well know if you are beyond 20 seconds. But that's really a very good demonstration, Toastmaster Ramed. Our second speaker, Toastmaster Simon, is a very new Toastmaster, young, first-timer, and yet he never backed down. He participated in a very difficult table topic. So Simon, congratulations. Keep it up. Everybody who succeeded in Toastmaster succeeded because they never backed down. So go ahead, forge ahead, and break more boundaries because I'm sure you will go places and you will be a trailblazer. And finally, Toastmaster Alex, despite the unbelievable display of emotion in your speech, in your table topic speech, I am so in love with your presentation because you were also oozing with honesty. And any presentation that is honest is perfect for me because it is very easy to identify and name great speakers, but speakers who does not even have an iota of honesty. In your case, you were so emotional, but you were also honest. So do not be afraid to show your emotions when you speak. After all, you're talking to humans, even if we are meeting online. So congratulations, Toastmaster Alex. And to Toastmasters Louis, Pecha Kucha is not for table topics, for DTM Louisa. If you want to challenge the Smyrna City Toastmasters Club, organize a speech marathon. I know we are in recording, but I will say this anyway. But run it as a Pecha Kucha. After all, most of our speeches in Toastmasters are perfect for Pecha Kucha. Why? You will achieve two things. Number one, you will meet the objectives of your project. Number two, you will force your members to use slides. And there's a number three. Number three, you will be able to master effective presentation with time management. That's why Pecha Kucha has always been a better alternative to many presenters. So, there you go. You can have a better speech marathon next time. And yes, you can have evaluations offline. Alright, so fellow Toastmasters, let's give our table topics evaluator, Toastmaster Ramnel, our table topics speakers, Toastmasters Ramed, Simon, and Alex, and our table topics master. A big round of applause. Congratulations and thank you very much. Now, tonight we have a number of prepared speeches. For my codigo. And let's start listening to their evaluation, 6 of them. Our first prepared speaker was Toastmaster Jerry Bustamante. Alright? And Toastmaster Jerry will be evaluated by distinguished Toastmaster Romy Scarilla, Charter President of Dasmariñas City Toastmasters.
Thank you, DCTMC. Nomel. Love your haircut.
Summer look.
Yeah. And you look so nice. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Do we have a guest? Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good evening.
Good evening, Toastmaster Jerry.
Good evening.
Toastmaster Jerry, I'm glad that you are so confident tonight. And I can see that you're growing more and more confident in every meeting. Keep it up. Your speech was about your speech project, and in your introduction, you told us about the project and the people who are helping you. And in the body of your speech, you told us about your expectations for the REBAC members. You want them to be excited, and you concluded with your goal. And that goal is to add members to our club. I can see that the organization, that your speech is organized. What I just observed as something to improve on is I think that your speech could have more impact if you stated your goal at the beginning of your speech. And what was your goal? Your goal was to add more members to our club. But the purpose of your speech is to practice developing a communication plan. So how can you establish the consistency with both? What I would like to suggest is, if at the start of your speech, you could have, this is my personal opinion, you could have started with a situation analysis. Because why did you choose REBAC to be the people that you will conduct this project? Maybe there is a problem with the REBAC. Maybe there's a problem with their communication skills. And I will agree with you, because in the this is the most recent study of the National Association of Realtors. Do you know that only 0.8% to 1.2% of leads are being converted to sales? What does this mean? It means that for every 100 leads that they get, only one is converted into sales. And this is true. And I think, in my experience, I can see that this is true. Not only in NAR, in the National Association of Realtors, it is also true in the Philippines, as we have today. And this is our problem now. And Speechcraft is a great solution to this. Improve their skill to to communicate and they will improve their sales. Do you agree,
Yes.
Dear Jerry?
Yes, I agree.
All in all, I can see that you have a great presentation and I would like to commend you on this. Fellow Toastmasters, let's give Toastmaster Jerry a round of applause for his great presentation.
Thank you so much, TTM Romy.
Back to you, TTM Nomel.
Thank you very much, DTM Romy. I was planning to say I will reserve my feedback on all speech evaluators after everybody has spoken, but I think I'm just myself from speaking, so I hope I beg your indulgence. Fellow Toastmasters, ladies and gentlemen, I would agree with DTM Romy in his observation about the speech of Toastmaster Jerry. I have completed the visionary communication. It was my very first path. I was the guinea pig of Dasmariñas City Toastmasters Club when I worked on the project because no one among us then have knowledge of pathways. So I've decided to start working on this path. So even if I have done it in 2017, until now, everything is still fresh with me. The required project for level 3 Toastmaster Jerry requires you to prepare a communication plan, whether for a real project or for a conceived project. And then based on this communication plan, you're supposed to deliver a speech to share your experience. So DTM Romy is correct in his advice that you can actually include, say, a situational analysis as an opening statement and then go there. Why REBAP? Why the need for REBAP members to be trained in public speaking? Why speech club? And by doing so, you can actually present one aspect of the communication plan that you have prepared. But I would veer away from the recommendation of DTM Romy. I would say that your speech tonight is good enough for the required project of level 3 project number 1 because you were able to present the objectives of your project. That's actually one of the 3 things that you can work on the project. Discuss the plan, or number 2, if you have implemented the plan, discuss the impact of the plan, or if it's in progress, discuss the learning curve, the learning attitude of the participants. All right, so I'm good with that. However, Toastmaster Jerry, let me also remind you that the project will not be completed until, even if you have delivered the speech tonight, you need to submit a copy of your communication plan to the Vice President Education. Because this project requires, number 1, a 5 to 7 minute speech, and number 2, submission of the copy of the communication plan to the VP Education. Once you have done that, VP Education, and that's, I think, Toastmaster Alex, that's the only time you can sign off the project. So, other than that, congratulations, Toastmaster Jerry. I can clearly say that you have improved so much. You are now very confident. If there are challenges in your presentation, in your skills, do not fret about them. That's your learning curve. You will still improve. You stop learning, you stop improving. So just do not give up and just forge ahead and you will be a trailblazer. So let's give Toastmaster Jerry and DTM Romy a big round of applause.
Thank you so much.
Let's move on to our second pair. You're welcome, Toastmaster Jerry. One of the things that I've learned in customer service is to acknowledge everybody, especially when they thank you. And that also applies to Toastmasters. Our second pair is the prepared speech of Toastmaster Ramnel, elective for level 3, and he will be evaluated by distinguished Toastmaster Ramel. Take it away, Toastmaster Ramel.
Hello Toastmasters, dear guests. Tonight, I'd like to congratulate DTM Ramel for giving a tribute to our club has worked hard for the program year 2020-21. A warm round of applause for everyone first. Is that you're a very passionate newbie to the club, but your optimism was oozing, and I love that you transcend that to an energy that produces result. I was there when I felt you were trying to contribute more. Even though you're a new member, you want us to be number one. And you give that impact through the post that you gave today. You excelled at, I like your commanding presence. When you speak, you're an authority. The eye-to-eye contact was impeccable. You came prepared with proper attire. If I may, if that Barong Tagalog can be lent to me because we're having a graduation, I would like to borrow such. But I hope the size fits me. I like the wardrobe for the night. You may want to work on the toast structure. Here's my take. You have given an okay toast. But as your speech evaluator, I would like your okay toast to become an awesome toast. So you might want to work on the toast structure. So for example, I am in the right club. You mentioned that in the opening part of your speech. However, that's the biggest mistake toasters make, starting with I, me, or why. The bottom line is, giving a great toast is a gift. So I challenge you to improve the speech structure and organization. So we start with the hook. The hook is a 1 to 3 line description of the toasty. In this case, the toasty is DCTMC. The hook probably is, no amount of cocoa bird will diminish the flame of a club worthy of a number 1 spot in the world. That could have been better. It can be juicy, funny, or mysterious. The hook will give a background, a punch of the context, and keep it short and cue up a story to come later. Then there should be a 1, 2, 3 punch. After your hook, give a brief background. Then you are ready for a 1, 2, or 3 stories, depending on your time allotment. So in this case, the rule of the thumb is, under 2 minutes or 3 to 4 minutes, you have to give the hook, you have to give a background, 1 story, and then link. For 2 to 5 minutes, it can be a hook, a background, 2 stories, click, then, wow, I'm getting a teenager vibe here with my rocking voice. And then what is the clink? The clink is that after your final story and your last audience time in, it's time for you to get stuffy. What's happy? It means you want to thank the organization. You offer good wishes or congratulations. You bring now the audience to make those smiles and wishes with you. Most importantly, TM Ramnel, always remember that a toast is an act of love. And I'm serious here. The greatest gift you can give another human being or probably the organization is sharing your love for them in public. And that is why you make a toast. It honors them. It keeps your relationship and shows others you are proud to have them in your life. So, DCTM Ramnel, I hope that you'll improve on the toast structure and then focus more on the content and the organization. And if you do that, that okay toast will become an awesome toast. Back to you, Mr. General Manager.
Thank you very much, DTM Ramed. Allow me to give my additional points. I love your evaluation, DTM Ramed, as usual. I will be nitpicking if I will say feedback, if I provide feedback for your evaluation. But I felt that on top of your excellent evaluation of Ramnel's toast tonight, I think the missing element is in the fact that it's a toast. And since it's a toast, Ramnel, you should have brought with you at least a prop. You don't have to invite all of us to bring out our goblets, but at least you should have one yourself. Otherwise, it will not be a complete toast. Although yes, it's just a Toastmaster speech, but we wanted you to practice a form of social speaking. And yes, Toastmaster Ramnel, you have selected this project. I'm sure you did select this because it's only 3 to 4 minutes. But I'm sure also that you have read the manual and you know very well that this is one of the very few projects in Pathways where you are required to deliver 2 speeches. So after tonight's speech, you have not completed Project 1 yet, Project Level 3 Elective 1 yet, you still have to deliver another project, another social speech. I would not recommend you repeat the post. I would recommend you do a different social speech so that you can master delivering social speeches. Perhaps you can choose speaking in praise, where you don't have to bring a goblet cup or a glass. Speaking in praise is almost similar to a toast. Other than that, congratulations, Toastmaster Ramnel. I enjoyed your speech. Ladies and gentlemen, let's keep our pair. Toastmaster Ramnel and DTM Ramel is one of our funniest speakers. However, I also believe that Toastmaster DTM Toto is funniest when he is delivering humorous speeches impromptu. Why? Because when DTM Toto delivers a prepared humorous speech, he is limited by the prepared speech. So, if you allow DTM Toto to deliver the projects in the engaging humor impromptu, without preparations, I promise you, you would even laugh louder. So I think that's my challenge for DTM Toto as well. Blaze the trail, DTM Toto, be a trailblazer. Why not complete the engaging humor by not preparing your speeches? Just put your name on the calendar and deliver the speeches. And I can guarantee the members of the club, they'll have a great time laughing at your humor. That's point number one. Point number two, DTM Toto, I'd also love to evaluate you tonight using the pattern, what is good in your speech, what is not so good, what is not really good. So here goes. No, just kidding. But stop being childish, DTM Toto. Do not use gestures for every words. It's unnecessary. And stop looking at the window. Probably you move farther from the... sorry, I thought that's a window. Sorry, my poor eyesight, DTM Toto. Alright, seriously. I'm enjoying tonight. See, it's very rare that you would actually hear DTM Luisa laughing during a meeting. DTM Luisa is one of our most prim and proper members, but she's laughing tonight. And Toastmaster Jerry, I have seen you evaluate previously, and in most of my recollection of your evaluation, you always spend less time in your evaluation. But tonight, I think you managed to speak for long at length, and that's really very good. You also managed to provide DTM Toto key points about his presentation. I also commend that. Definitely, you are improving. So, Toastmaster Jerry, do not let up. Just continue practicing your evaluation skills. The Rip-Up Speech Club is a great opportunity for you also to learn and be better. And remember, always remember, fellow Toastmasters, this is the venue where you can commit mistakes. Toastmasters is the safest place in the planet where we can commit mistakes, where we can speak and let our regional accents out and no one will laugh at us. Commit language lapses and no one will crucify us for that except for the grammarian. At least that's just one member of the meeting. But here is the venue where we can learn and improve from our mistakes. So go ahead and keep on learning. That's how you become a trailblazer. So ladies and gentlemen, let's give DTM Toto and Toastmaster Jerry a big round of applause. Thank you very much. Congratulations. Our fourth pair is Toastmaster Edwin, our icebreaker speaker. And Toastmaster Edwin, welcome to Toastmasters. You will be evaluated by distinguished Toastmaster Luisa.
Good evening again, everyone, and hello, Toastmaster Edwin. Again, let's give Toastmaster Edwin a round of applause for the very first speech he delivered.
A warm welcome for my first speech.
Yes, now my question is, have you come to know Toastmaster Edwin after this speech? Can you answer yes or thumbs up and our emoticon? Yes, of course. With that, we have met the objective of this great speech. The objective is for you to introduce yourself so that we can come to know you much better. With that, I would like to congratulate you. You have given us detailed story from your personal life, school, and imagine you're in the military aviation guy. You also inserted some humor. You look very confident. You're like not a movie speaker. However, you have a lot of room for improvement. Let me state some. First of all, I was asking about your title. Your title is My Icebreaker Speech. But you said she's like the aviation guy, the military guy. I would also suggest to improve the organization of your speech. For your speech to be effective, the opening and the closing should be powerful and impactful to capture audience attention. You can use questions, you can use quotations, and it will give us something, even the speech is already open. Next, you could improve on your mechanics. Mechanics of the speech includes eye contact. You should always look at this one so that we feel that you are talking to us. Next, you could also improve on your voice, but this is your first speech, but I know you will improve the gestures and of course the pacing of your voice. Last but not the least, I would also recommend for you to use PowerPoint presentation. You have a beautiful story to tell. Maybe you can show the picture of your family, the picture when you were holding that rifle you said, and when you are in the military chopper. So it's very nice to look at if you will always do that. So overall, thank you very much for the speech. We came to know you much better and would like to know you much better in your succeeding speeches. If you will only apply what I have suggested this evening, your speech will be much better. Congratulations! Back to you.
Thank you.
You know now.
Thank you very much, TTM Luisa, for that comprehensive evaluation of Toastmaster Edwin's icebreaker. And I hope, Toastmaster Edwin, that you'll heed the advice and recommendations of TTM Luisa. And I definitely agree with her. Although this is your icebreaker, you were so confident. There was no hint that you are nervous, that there are hesitation. Perhaps it's because of your military background. That's why I also find you a little stoic. So I would suggest, although in a real in-person situation, this will not really be a big issue. It will not impact you as a public speaker. But while we are meeting online, this can affect your appeal to your audience. So what I would recommend, as Toastmaster Luisa has recommended earlier, you may want to adjust your camera so that you will not appear as if you are always chin up. Because when we are chin up and we are in front of the camera, it makes us less human. So to make us more human, although you smile a lot, Toastmaster Edwin, so that also helps. But adjust your camera in a way that you would actually be like face to face to the camera, eye level, and that will definitely help you manage your presence on the screen. This one is good, but you are now there's a big gap between you and the ceiling of your screen. So you may just want to adjust also the distance. But other than that, I love your icebreaker speech, Toastmaster Edwin. It's as if we're now buddies. I know all your secrets. So thank you very much for sharing a lot of information about yourself. For many Toastmasters, it's always difficult to talk about ourselves if it's our first time, because it's difficult to share personal stories, secrets. But you have done that. My recommendation is, in your succeeding speeches, try to trim down your content to 2 or 3 points so that you can expound more on key points. Especially after you have broken the ice now, the next set of projects will require you to prepare a more thorough and a more well-written speech that is focused on key points only. But I'm sure you will do very well, Toastmaster Edwin. Again, welcome to Toastmasters. Congratulations. And to Toastmaster Luisa, what can I say? Yeah, DTM Luisa has always been the great encourager. So I am not surprised that the Tasmania City Toastmasters Club is #1 in the world this year. with Attorney Rica and DTM Luisa at the helm of the club, there's no way for the club but to be the number one. So I have this notion that women are best leaders, are better leaders than men. So it's up to the current president now, Burns, to prove that I am wrong. But then again, Bernard has a female vice president education, so he cannot prove that. He can only say it's 50%. Right? But DTM Luisa is, as I mentioned, a great encourager. Keep it up, DTM Luisa. I hope that you will not get tired in doing what you're doing because you're a great service to Toastmasters in and out of Dasmania City Toastmasters Club. Let's give DTM Luisa and Toastmaster Edwin a big round of applause. Thank you very much. Congratulations. Our fifth pair is our comebacking member, Core, who is now based in Malaysia. And Toastmaster Core will be evaluated by DTM Edrelin Paul Gascon. Take it away.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Good evening, Toastmaster Core. So may I request my dear fellow Toastmasters to give Toastmaster Core a virtual round of applause for delivering her icebreaker speech tonight. So thank you, Toastmaster Core, for sharing your story. What are the things that I love on your speech? Number one is the structure of your speech. You have the introduction, the body, and the conclusion. I love the body of your story because you are able to share with us several points in your life, like your favorites in Malaysia, your favorites in the Philippines, your work experiences, your life story. And by doing so, I was able to know you better. Also, I love your conclusion because you have provided us a powerful conclusion that summarizes your goals as a Toastmaster and as an individual. Now, also, I love your PowerPoint presentations. You were able to show with us pictures about your life, and that's great, especially in this online platform. Sharing pictures about your life, your personal experiences will greatly help me understand and know you better. Also, you have humor in your speech. You have a little bit of humor, and that's great to engage and to connect to me as your audience. Now, how can I help you to improve your next presentation? Number one is your hand gestures. Yes, you were able to use your hand gestures, but several times your hand gestures is not visible on the screen, so you will want to move a little bit backwards so that your hands will be visible, or try to move your hands a little bit higher so that we can see, or I can see, your hand gestures. Second is your eye contact. Most of the time you're looking on the screen. I've observed that you're looking on the screen, or probably on the screen that you're reading. So you may want to practice delivering your presentation directly looking to the camera, or put the script below to your camera. So that you can glance on the script and then to your camera. Then facial expressions. All throughout the presentation, your facial expression is just one facial expression. So you may want to explore different facial expressions. Happy, sad, excited. Because I believe on your presentation, in your speech, there are several parts of your speech, like you're sharing about your favorites in Malaysia, your favorites here in the Philippines, your life, and that's a positive thing. That's a positive thought. So positive story as well. So smile, and by smiling, you're able to connect and engage with me. Now, my challenge for you also is vocal variety, because vocal variety will add drama in your speeches. I know it's a little bit hard, but by practice and using vocal variety, the apps, the low pitch, the high pitch, the fast, the slow, and the process will add emphasis and drama in your speeches. So overall, Toastmasters, congratulations. I love your speech. I love your humor, your PowerPoint presentation, the structure of your speech, and I want to consider your hand gestures, your eye contact, your facial expressions, and vocal variety. So once again, fellow Toastmasters, let's give Toastmasters for a virtual round of applause. Back to you, DTM Nomer.
Thank you very much, DTM Edrelin Paul Gascon. for the comprehensive evaluation of Toastmaster Money or Core. We love to call you Core because we are dedicated to our core values, as Toto mentioned earlier. And by the way, Toastmaster Core or Toastmaster Money is a fast learner. While his evaluator was talking about facial nuances and facial reactions, Toastmaster Core was demonstrating it if you were observing the camera. So that's exactly what you need to do with DTM Core. So if the evaluator paid attention, he should have stopped saying those things. Because you were already demonstrating that. But thank you very much for that comprehensive evaluation. My only caution to our evaluators, not only DTM Eds, but to every evaluator who will be given the opportunity to provide feedback to our speakers is, hold on your horses. Do not pour out everything in your evaluation. Remember, you are only given 2 to 3 minutes. So what I suggest is, even if there are a number of things that you want your speaker to work on or improve on, highlight only the most significant area that the speaker can immediately work on in the next speech. The other things that needs to be improved, that cannot be improved immediately, you can discuss this privately. Why? Because by making them public, you are now pressuring your speaker to improve faster. And that will not happen. Why? Because we have different paces of improvement. We cannot impose our own pace upon other members. If the member will not be able to live up to the pace that we ourselves have met, that we are actually driving that member to failure and eventually to drop out of the program. We need to nurture our members, let them pace themselves. In the case of Toastmaster Core, I remember when you were still in the Philippines 7 years ago, when you were so afraid to deliver your speech because you feel that you will not be able to speak for 5 to 7 minutes, and you don't want to do any other roles but counter because it requires the least speaking. But when you performed that Table Topics Master role one evening, see, everybody remembers that. Everybody old enough in DASMA remembers that. Why? Because that was one of our most wonderful table topics ever. Because of course, I won 2 delicious, sweet, large pineapples. DTM Romy got 1, DTM Toto got 1. Wala ba to? 1 lang. I got 2. And remember, fellow Toastmasters, I did not receive the 2 pineapples because I participated in the contest. DTM Core gave it to me privately. He told me not to tell anyone that I already have 2 pineapples. But welcome back to the Philippines, DTM Core. I love your speech tonight. You are more confident now than 7 years ago, and if you pursue this path, I'm sure you will become the leader and speaker that you want to be. If there's one challenge that I really missed Toastmaster Core, when you showed the picture of Jovic Baltovino, you should have given us a sample. Remember, no Filipino mentions anything about songs and singers who will not give a sample. So, I will force your evaluator, DTM Eds, to fail you if you will not sing. Just joking, DTM Core. You are prepared? Oh my God, he's ready! Yes!
No, just joking.
Alam pa naman, bakit mo Alright, but anyway, DTM Core, see, that's confidence. If you can do these things while in a meeting, that means you have confidence. And this is what we want to see in our members. So, keep it up, DTM to be Core, and you will be a trailblazer. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give DTM Eds and DTM to be Core a big round of applause. And finally, last but not the least, I think she is also our youngest speaker tonight, Toastmaster Marvina, and she will be evaluated by our new president, Toastmaster Burns. Take it away.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nomel. And to our Toastmaster here, Toastmaster Marvina, congratulations for delivering that speech, sharing your story about those teachings, the story behind that. I like that you were able to share your story
with passion. I can see that you are smiling while sharing your advocacy, as well as the teammates, the team members, the specifics of the project, including the awards that you gained in that particular project. I love the way you talk because you are smiling with the eyes. At the same time, you are energetic and enthusiastic while you deliver the speech. Perhaps you may want to consider this to have an impactful sharing of your story. The project is about leadership, and if you shared something about leading your team, leading those persons in every aspects, and also the idea of that weekend, it came from the idea of the gift that was given to you. And what I'm trying to say is that aside from successes, those wins of your leadership journey, you may want to also share those heartbreaks or challenges you encountered along the failures. Because as a leader, it wouldn't be complete if you will not encounter failures. Do you agree with that? And something that you can add to add more impact on it. And also, you may want to add the why of that teaching. What is the origin that compelled you to be enthusiastic with that advocacy? Is it for the needy, or the proceeds of that will go to something like that? So you may want to share that also, so for us to be compelled to share something with you. And also, you may want to also add the call to action. Well, I said the call to action for us to buy the keychain. But I'm trying to say it's the call to action for us to also have a similar project, something like that. To help the community and indulge more our leadership skills as Toastmaster. But overall, it was an amazing speech. The keychain indeed have the key of your heart for the people that you care about in this project. And congratulations for leading your team, for having that igniting feeling of sharing to us. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Meeting Burns. Allow me to share my feedback also. Toastmaster Marvina, I love your speech tonight, not only because you're able to meet the requirements of the project, but because you were actually speaking about an actual project where you are where you're the leader. And I commend you for such a young age. You are actually spending your time. There we go again. Marian or the accountant might be counting my actually. I have 3 so far. You actually, you were spending your youth with a very noble activities and objectives like that. So I commend you for that, Toastmaster Marvina. And you were able to truly share with us the meat and soul of the project in your presentation. In fact, I will not be surprised if everybody in this meeting will purchase or place orders for the keychains. I will message you privately about my order. And ladies and gentlemen, that's your due to place your orders as well. Tell me, Marvina, who does not place an order. I think these kind of activities from our youth should be encouraged. So, Marvina, I'm not only encouraging you as a Toastmaster, but I'm also encouraging you as a young leader in this country to keep on, press on. Do not be discouraged by the challenges that lie ahead. I tell you, there are so many out there and you will have to confront many of them. But if you back down, if you give up, nothing will change. Change will only happen if you persist and you pursue your dreams. So keep it up, and great speech. And to our President, DCTMC Burns, I know this is your first meeting as club president. So obviously you are so nice in your evaluation tonight, and that's a good thing. But I also wanted our evaluators to balance being nice and being honest. So it would still help DCTMC Burns if the one recommendation that you would share with our speaker is founded on something that she can immediately implement on the next project. Other than that, I love your balanced evaluation. very friendly, very supportive, expected a very proud president. So ladies and gentlemen, let's give DTM Burns and Toastmaster Martina a big round of applause.
Halika na!
We're over time, so let's brush up. DTM Luisa is no longer laughing. Alright, so now it's time for us to listen to our meeting functionaries. Let's start with our counter, Toastmaster. Okay, I'm actually on my gallery view, ladies and gentlemen, so I can see all your facial reactions. And I know whose camera is turned off as well. Yes, as general evaluator, you have to be very particular about all these things. So Toastmaster Jerry, we'd love to hear your counters report.
Okay, let me show you again my screen to show you my counter report. And as we mentioned, I am jotting down the filler words. And can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay. So how do I? Right? DTM Burns committed only 2 filler words and and TM Chess, so only 1. DTM Luisa 1. DTM Ramed 0. TM Edwin committed 7, 5 and 2 so 7 points. DTM Toto, no other filler words but the Tagalog words but included in the speech. DTM Eds 1 1 point. DTM Romy 2 repeated word. TM Alex 1 total of 1 points. TM Ram only 1 and DTM TM Total TM Edwin sorry I repeated. And DTM Nomel, no other filler words but the Tagalog words belong included to some of his joke. DTM Eds 1, DTM Room is what happened? What? I think it's the same. Okay. What happened to my this one? So I think that's my counter report, and this will help us minimize the use of filler words. Back to you, Mr. General Malu.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Jerry. Now this time, I will reserve my feedback after all our meeting functionaries have presented their reports. Save on time. Let's move on to our second meeting functionary, our timekeeper. Let's welcome DTM Toto Ferrito.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Let me quickly go about with the timers report. We have 6 prepared speeches, 6 prepared speakers, and here are their time. Toastmaster Jerry at 5:52, Ramnel at 2:20, myself at 7:10, Toastmaster Edwin for his icebreaker select overtime at 6:05, Toastmaster Core for an icebreaker at 9:52, and Toastmaster Rafina at 6:48. Those in highlighted red or pink colors are overtime. Evaluators, we have Toastmaster Romy at 4 minutes and 43 minutes. Toastmaster Ramen just a second above 3:30 at 3:31. Toastmaster Jerry at 2:29. Toastmaster Luisa at 3:01. Toastmaster Ed at 3:33. And Toastmaster Burns at 2:45. We had 3 tabletop speakers. Toastmaster Ramen delivered in 2 minutes and 18 seconds. Toastmaster Simon at 1:52, and Toastmaster Alex slightly overtime at 2:34. The 3 tabletop speakers and the entire proceedings of table topics evaluated by Toastmaster Ramnel at 5
before. Just a reminder before I conclude my Toastmaster report. Let us all be trailblazers and forget about bad things in our life. Remember, time is like a river. You cannot touch the same water twice because the flow has passed. That has passed will never pass again. Enjoy every moment in your life. So if rotten tomatoes come your way, forget about that and remember the sweet fine apples. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, DTM Toto. What about the water from the fountain? It's revolving. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let us call on our third meeting functionary, our grammarian, Toastmaster Chess.
Okay, I'll be sharing my slides. You might be hearing some barking dog galore. So please forgive me for that. Wait a minute. I'll just show you so that you can see this. Okay, so for our word of the day, it has been used 17 times by the following: DTM Bernardino Mason, TM Simon, TM Jerry, DTM Ranet, DTM Ramnel, DTM Toto, DTM Nomel, aka Kukuru. Okay, so some germs I've captured. Instead of saying big number of numbers, let's use substantial or large number of numbers. Instead of I am proud to her or myself, use I am proud of her or myself. And then we should be also careful for use of past tense of verbs such as I started, I handled. And then moving on, these are the gems. First of all, the Pecha Kucha Bali, wow. And then we have from DTM Ramed, to go beyond the experience of stuttering to be the best speaker on his table topic. And then a truth is an act of love. The greatest gift you can give to a person or organization is to show your love publicly. And then we have TM Simon. There would be bottomless pit, and we have to master this challenge. As of course, next is our President TM Burns. As TM members, we are compelled to help our fellow TM in any way. And then DTM Toto, don't be rude, be good. Diba? It's so simple yet impactful. And then DTM Normal, so many words that I jotted down, but I trimmed it down here into 3. You stop learning, you'll stop improving, definitely. The biggest room in the world is the room for improvement. And then here is the venue where we can make and commit mistakes. It's talking about our Toastmaster session at meeting. Back to you, our General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Chess, for that impressive grammarian's report. Now, for my feedback, for all 3 meeting functionaries, I commend you for working diligently, paying attention. Any of these 3 roles, I hate to perform in any meetings. Why? Because these 3 roles are the only roles that require you to pay attention all throughout the meeting. Unlike if you're table topics master, you only have a portion. If you're GE, you're just a host. If you're TME, even better. But if you are timer, counter, or grammarian, you listen to everybody all the time. No bio breaks. While if you're doing something, if you're performing any role, you can do something else, right? But I commend all 3 of you because you've proven your diligence in the reports that you have presented. For Toastmaster Jerry, for a while, I thought it was actually 11 for Burns and 11,000 for Toastmaster Edwin and Simon. I will say this in Tagalog because it's better in Tagalog. Kinabahan ako doon. 11,000. Daming asto, di ba? But my challenge for the club, for as far as the meeting functionaries is concerned, is this is the area where you can actually improve and be a trailblazer in Toastmasters. How you can do that? First, let your executive officers, your ExCom, to sit down and evaluate how do you want your meeting functionaries to be implemented in your educational meetings. Do you want to do these things in the same manner that you have been doing ever since? Or do you want to raise the bar of the meeting functionaries? For example, a counter. How should we count us? Do we count us as if there is no tomorrow? Every earth will be counted? Or shall we train our members to pay extra attention for earths, words and sound that are not necessary in the speech? Because remember, sometimes we use utterances that are effective when we speak, but are not pleasant to some members of the audience. But it does not mean that is a bad thing. Because as far as the speaker is concerned, it's helping him. Sometimes we are forced to use a lot of so because we wanted to pause, but we wanted to pause vocally or audibly. So in that context is no longer a pause filler. So in that context becomes a dramatic pause, not audible. But you can only do these things, fellow Toastmasters, if your ExCom, together with the, take note of the word, elders of your club, sit together. I love that word, elders of the club. At least if you call DTM Luisa elder of the club, you will all be embarrassed and humiliated. Look at DTM Luisa. Who would believe that she is only 38 years old? She even looks younger than many of our younger members. So one of these days, DTM Luisa will share her secret. I think her secret is love. Alright, remember that's what she said, she advised Alex earlier. So ExCom, sit down and discuss how you would like to improve your functionary reports. And I can assure you, you will become pure trailblazers because no club has dared to improve on the meeting functionaries. And I would also encourage you to stop using the term tag team. Why? Because calling your meeting functionaries, or better yet, call them technical evaluators, by calling them to tag team, you actually reduce the value of the 3 meeting functionaries. Remember, these are the only 3 members who spend time paying attention all throughout the meeting, and you just wanted to call them tag team. They have their individual titles. So either call them technical evaluators, meeting functionaries, or the different titles, accounter, timer, grammarian, but never tag. So I hope these challenges will be considered by the club so that you can be truly trailblazers. You have always been trailblazers, but remember, when USA sent the first man to land on the moon or walk on the moon, they didn't stop there. If America stopped after they have sent an astronaut to walk on the moon, they would have not achieved anything else. So do not sit on your laurels. Go on and keep on achieving. Because by doing so, you will make sure that you will always be on top. Remember, once you're on top, the only way for you to go is down. But desire, commitment, endurance can defy gravity. And our astronauts, our aerospace scientists have proven that we can defy gravity. So fellow Toastmasters, I think this first meeting of this Maria City Toastmasters Club for the new Toastmaster year has truly ignited the passion in us. I hope everybody is encouraged and challenged and motivated to stop eating crumbles of cookies, but instead buy new cookies. There are plenty of good brands there. Although yes, I know the crumbles are better to eat, especially when they litter on your hand. But big cookies, especially Subway cookies, are the best. That's a hint Alright, so I have shared my feedback and evaluation of what had happened during the meeting. If there's something else that I wanted to say as general evaluator for tonight is a challenge to the Toastmaster of the evening, for future Toastmaster of the evening. I'd say that Tasmanian City Toastmasters Club, you have done practically everything, but you have not done something that has not been done before. Does that make sense? So what I'm trying to say here is stop mental block. Stop thinking within the confines of our limited box. Go out of the box and be the true trailblazers that you are. If you want to impress everybody that you are number one in the world, this is the perfect time to innovate and excel in your innovation. Why? Because while you're on top, anything you do will always catch the attention of everybody. And everybody would love to follow your lead. While many more will try to bring you down. But if you do things correctly, with passion and excellence, no one can pull you down. As I've said, you can defy gravity. With that, I hope that you will keep on being trailblazers and keep on igniting the spark of Toastmasters in every members of the club. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day, President Burns
Thank you so
Marzal.
much, our mentor, distinguished Toastmaster Nomel Ilongos, for igniting that trailblazing passion in us. Thank you so much. And to everyone, thank you for being ignited by just being present this first meeting of the year. And Happy New Year. That spark will become fire, become blaze, and will spread across everyone. And that light is the one that we represent. And we should shine together, because putting off the light of other people will not really help you shine brighter. It will just only something that you will prove about your ego or something like that. So shine together, help each other, and be the best version of you. Because if you will not shine brightly as you can, then it would just be a disservice to others. Because you're not giving them the opportunity to see you as their inspiration. Are you in for that challenge? And be the inspiration for this year? And be the one who is a trailblazer for something amazing this year. Yes? Can you type in yes? Yes? And then go for it. And before I proceed with the business portion, and then we should go down a little bit, may I ask the guests for any feedback? We have our guests here. I think we have Annie and Kay, Miranda. Annie, Kay, can you open your video and share something? Ma'am Kay.
Everyone, I would like to thank everyone for accepting me here as a guest. And I really enjoyed the session today. I have a lot of learnings from all of the table topics and up to the prepared speeches. And I'm looking forward to joining this team sooner this July. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kay. Ma'am President and our beautiful membership will be talking with you for the membership. And hopefully, we will welcome you as our new member for July. Thank you so much, Ma'am Kay. How about Emmy? Emmy, are you there? Are you
Patapos ako. Kape ka muna.
Emmy before or you Emmy?
Yes, she is there.
Patapos na.
Then Emmy before. Emmy, are you there?
Babay na.
Can you show your beautiful face?
Toastmaster English speaker.
Or not there? Possibly join. How about, well, in DASMA, we will not allow that someone will not talk. So perhaps may I call on those who do not have the opportunity to talk this evening. May I call on Toastmaster Efren? Toastmaster Efren, are you there? share something or anything? I think Toastmaster Efren is also not there. Oh, Toastmaster Efren.
Pare-pares kami.
Sir, anything that you can say or
Mga
anything?
English speaker.
Okay, yes, good evening everyone, my fellow Toastmasters. Actually, I have none. Only that one thing, maybe. So there is one. There is not, there is none. I just want to maybe as an observation, having that there's a lot of technical people in here, right? Especially you're an engineer and Ramnel, I think is very much cognizant of the what's that about computer or something. So I just want to have that maybe next time or in our next meeting, maybe you can flash something that the time for the speaker, so that everyone is aware. Because as DTM Nomel said, we should be aware of our time, our respective time allotment, so that we cannot actually totally deviate from what is being asked by the policy regarding the speakers. Like for instance, icebreakers should be within the 4 to 6 minutes, something, so on and so forth. So maybe that's what for us to be aware that our time is maybe the usual time when we still on that pre-pandemic time or meetings, that we have that the green, red, and yellow lights in there. So maybe we can flash it on the screen while the speaker is actually delivering his or her speech. So that's my only time, because like the last time when I was speaking myself, when I was presenting my speech myself, so I was not aware of my time limits. That's why actually this is in relation, because prior to my delivery, I asked DTM Luisa whether I can actually present my own slides, because I used to have that slide, especially when I'm presenting to my students. So actually the word that DTM Luisa told me, well, we can see because there's a time limit for that. So again, one observation is whether our time really starts from the moment that we're actually setting up our slides, or is it from the time that we actually deliver our first word for that particular speech, so that the time can actually start can actually be implemented by the timer or himself or herself. So that's my only observation, I think, because I'm still new in the technicalities of our club policy. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Efren. Well noted, and we will develop something. I miss the traffic light. In fact, I miss pushing those switches and have the red, the yellow, the red,
Yeah,
the
exactly.
green button,
Exactly.
the traffic light, the wood. And perhaps we can innovate something virtually. Thank you so much for reminding on that, Toastmaster Efren. How about our immediate past president? I think our immediate past president is here. Can we hear it from Attorney Rika?
Hi everyone, I just arrived home from the office. Thank you for giving me a time to speak, and I am so happy that we have this team Ignite as we start our new year in DCTMC. And we welcome all the officers for this new Toastmasters year. And we believe that they will be leading us to become trailblazers as leader in the world, and leader in District 75. So congratulations and thank you. And onward to another fruitful, meaningful, and happy journey in DCTMC. Thank you. And back to you, President Burns.
Thank you so much, Attorney Rika. Hopefully, you can get that DTM now, this year, or even sooner.
Okay.
And for, I think, Ramnel prepared something for today. Ramnel.
Final mo sa akin bukas na hapon. Oo, ngayon tatawagan ko after nito. Para kasi
Hindi
naman pigil ha.
Okay, I'll send the link
Kasi
to our
yung ano ko kasi dyan, hindi ko makukuha ko dito.
Okay, thank you, Ramnel, for that.
Kasi yung nakuha ko kasi
Any announcements?
Gusto lang, walang bahay. Kaya
Sir Ahmed?
ang bakanting
Sir Ramnel, space.
I just want to take message on the 8 years.
sa bumili na
But I hope to confirm officers and country workers and other club
kagaya
banners.
naman namin na
I don't know what happened to our club banner. I know the DCTM Normal knows for a fact that the club banner is the actual manifestation of our achievement. So, I don't know what happened to it. It's just that probably I belong to a club where the banner is like
sige, pagkatapos tawagan ko.
the national treasure of the club where, it symbolizes all the hard work of everyone from the time that we became a club and then how grateful we are that we have, adding more achievements year after year. And the club banner is a symbol of that. I hope that the current officers might look into it and then probably find it or where it is.
Yeah, I think the sergeant at arms, the sergeant at arms before. Sir Noel?
I'm not a member, but if I may speak, to piggyback on what DTM Ramed said, I think it's not just the banner, DTM Ramed. I think Toastmaster has also lost all its ribbons. I have already discussed this with the second to the president prior to Attorney Rita. I have advised him to talk to WHQ to request for replacements because WHQ can actually replace missing or lost ribbons. But I think there's a time frame. They can only replace ribbons up to 5 years. So that means the ribbons of the ASMA from 2014 to 2016 can no longer be replaced. So while you can still get replacements for the other ribbons, work on it because they would actually do that for free.
Thank you, DTM Normal, because we're number one in the world, and that's our bragging rights. It's like a national treasury. Your banner, when you go to an actual conference, it's like you're waving the banner of the club, and it's like your torch. It's like, ito, okay, go, ganyan. Sige.
Yes. Kasi DTM Ramed, dito sa District 75, ang nagpaparade yung leaders, hindi yung banners.
No. Because, for the benefit of our new members, the club banner is a symbol of our achievement.
Yes.
When there was no internet, the banner was there representing the hard work of every member delivering the speech project and serving the club from area to the division. So, it adds up to it. And yung iba talaga dun, iba DTM Nomer, kayo sa Toast of Comsopil, sa Buhay Toastmasters, matutong na yung mga na-issue ng mga banner 30 years or 40 years.
Relaminated na nga iba para wag lang nasira.
So, yun lang. Siguro I hope probably it can be a tangible representation of igniting our passion to take care of our club properties. Because if we don't work on it right now, who will work on it? We're on the digital world and we need something that is more tangible, that best represents our achievement. We're number one. By the way, are we really number one? It's end of business day in the US. DTM Luisa, CM Rita, did you check?
Yes. It's
Good! Congratulations everyone! Wow, amazing! Karachi was caught off guard.
Yeah, became third.
I don't know what happened to the chapati and all this, the chicken tikka that they were preparing for a celebration, right? Yesterday.
Wala kasi celebration eh.
Congratulations.
That's all DCM Burns. I just have to raise it up because I think we just have to work on it. While it's still early, we are not yet on our 10th year anniversary. Hopefully by the 10th year, we have all these national treasures of the club, tangible, well kept, that best represents the hard work of everyone. Especially that, our first president is here. DCM Luisa is our maiden Grand Madam of DCTMC. And, di ba, mas maganda na nakikita ng lahat.
Yeah, we'll work on that. Thank you, DCM Ram.
Thank you, DTM Ramet, for that acknowledge and that, and we'll email WHQ on the condition of that. Thank you so much. And I think Emmy is chatting something or is still shy to come out. But then, for my announcement, well, I'm tabulating the top clubs in Ma'am Luisa.
Yeah, just two announcements, please. Very fast. First of all, let us do the written evaluation and still send it to the speaker because it's a very good reference for them so that they can refer it in the future. Second, don't forget on Sunday, 11th of July, you'll be having a joint meeting with a club from Ukraine, Dnipro Hills Toastmasters Club. Please join. Thank you. That's all.
Thank you, Ma'am Luisa. And still, we are number 1 in District 75. I'm preparing the top clubs.
So we can get chicks to go or what?
Members, lahat ng criteria na pasok ang gas.
Yeah. The navigating is a big top club. And we also have that award, so no one really catch up with us.
New club. Ano new club ng DASMA ba? New club ng DASMA. Di ba kasama ang new club?
Ay, wala po yata ang new club na pa.
Wala? Kasi yung ni-involve sa akin Kaya nila hinabol yung club ng Seafarers para sa new club daw Kasi part daw yun ng criteria. Pero I think Imus Magayway is sponsored is sponsored by DASMA.
DASMA. But first, the highest point is the one who first became President Distinguished. May katay tayo. And we are the only club that pumasok sa tatlo membership campaigns. So, that's a huge point. So, no one...
Don't worry, Dasma. When I prepared that contest, I decided for Dasma to win it handily.
Alright, congratulations, everyone. It's a great start. And by the power vested upon me as the president, I now close this meeting. Kaya by jabber sana.
Picture taking.
Picture taking.
You're an honor cam. Yung magagandang cellphone dyan, PMS. Ikaw ba yan?
For those who want to watch your speeches.
Go ahead, Jerry. Say it.
For those who wants to watch your speeches tonight, I will put it on my YouTube channel so that you can review. Channel of Barberong Broker, and tomorrow our second day of speech club.
Yes, DCM Ramed and DCM S will be there.
Yes.
Can you share with me that your YouTube channel?
Okay, I will send you. Barberong Broker, I will send you to.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay, let's have a Romel, thank you so much.
Thank you, Sir Nomel.
Thank you, Sir
Actually, Sir Nomel yung na-surprise. Sabi ko, element of surprise. Siya po yung na-surprise kasi mamayang gabi na.
You need my coffee or not?
ITM chairs, when will you announce the awards for best speeches for June?
Okay, Sunday meeting po.
Sunday na. I think Sunday we should have a celebration.
So Sunday.
Let's take a picture first for this session.
Yes, July 4th. 4th of July. Yay!
Oh, yes! Wow!
Oo nga, no?
3.
Bye!
Bye.
the American dream on the 4th of July.
DTM Louie, before we log out, Postmaster K is confirming that you
Ayun,
will
yes, happy anniversary!
Welcome, TMK.
Let's welcome Kay.
Welcome.
Welcome!
Can we hear your
Welcome to
elevation
your speech
next meeting?
Sunday.
Is it a yes?
Yes.
It's Uncle Sam's Day on the 4th of
Thank you,
July.
thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you very much. Good night, everyone. Take care of
Good
life.
night.
Night.
Congratulations.
Night. See you tomorrow.
Welcome Kay.
Bye, TM Edwin.
Mag-subscribe, ring the bell, mag-like, comment, at i-share mo na.